Hello everyone, welcome to Mindovermania. My name is Christian, and today we are doing another pick a card reading where you get to intuitively choose your own message. Today's topic is going to be, how do I save myself? Okay, so this reading and message is meant to be, again, a divinely guided, intuitive message that I'm channeling. This isn't meant to be official mental health advice. If you are finding yourself in a crisis situation, please contact the appropriate professionals. For example, if you're struggling with suicidal thoughts, please talk to a mental health professional and do not be going to tarot readers for those sorts of things. There are people that can help you. This is just meant to be a guide to get you started of where to figure out what to do to get you on your path. But I do have links to professional resources on my website at this time to help you. So check out the links in the description down below. And I'm just letting you know, trigger warning ahead of time. You know, we may discuss suicide, we may discuss some heavier topics today. So keep that in mind whenever you're reading this, because I do feel like there's going to be some heavy energies that we're going to be clearing through. And once again, I am not a mental health professional, so please do not come to me looking for mental health advice. I can only guide you to a certain point with the knowledge that I do have. But as I said, there's links, resources on my website, and you can talk to the appropriate professionals to get help, okay? We have 4 piles to choose from today. We have Abundance, I Like You, and for some reason there's another card that wanted to sneak itself underneath it, so don't know what that means. But we've got Photograph and Love. And yeah, I didn't choose these knowingly. I just picked 4 cards and flipped them over right before I started recording, so yeah, I don't know what the exact topic is going to be about underneath. But in order to select your pile, take a couple deep breaths, put both feet firmly on the ground, close your eyes, and try to clear your mind as best as possible. For some of y'all, you may be, once again, in kind of more of a crisis mindset, so please don't beat yourself up and fret if you select the wrong pile. Obviously, you can choose more than one. And if you do feel drawn to more than one, you may have multiple messages in multiple piles. Because once again, since this is a collective message, only take what resonates with you. And yeah, you may need multiple areas. So that's why if you're questioning your intuition, being like, I can't choose one pile, that's okay. Choose as many as you need, because these are all meant to be helpful messages. And once again, when it comes to using any sort of spiritual advice or pick a card readings, you're not gonna miss out on any extra special divine guidance if you don't watch a video. Okay? Yeah. And once again, check out my blog for more information about either how to protect yourself spiritually, more about mental health issues, social issues, all this kind of good stuff. So we talk about that extensively. So thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I'll see you at your pile. Take care. Hello, everyone. You have selected pile number 1 with the Abundance card. Okay, and it says, keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude and bliss. Okay, and so in order for you guys to save yourselves, I feel like with this pile, saving might be a little bit more of a drastic word, but again, we've got a variety of people watching this message, so I'm going to try to keep it as general. But there's something about love seems to be the main central focus of what you need right now to get out of your situation. Again, I feel like there might be a little noise and chaos in the background, but once again, with this message, I feel like there's like a bunch of you coming from different backgrounds that you're just like, if I had money and wealth, things would be okay. And Spirit is telling me to tell you guys that you have to be kinder to yourselves. Okay, that is a number 1 message coming through for getting yourself out of your situation, because right now, wealth, especially if you're in American society, is so tied to your identity along with work. So it goes like money and prosperity, maybe your looks, and then maybe your job. I don't know. There's like just kind of like this trifecta here of there's so many other things that are prioritized in your life right now than loving yourself. And some of you guys don't even know what that means, loving yourselves. You're like, oh, that's like going to the spa or like looking good today. No, I'm talking about the kind of love where you're sitting yourself down and having compassion for what your boyfriend did to you in the past and saying, I made a mistake, but I'm here for you and I'm willing to take the time to sit and heal. This is the kind of love where you're going to ask forgiveness from others that maybe you've hurt because you want them to come back into your life. And maybe you were in trouble with somebody or maybe there was something going on. But the point is that this is the love that takes action and isn't just words. And it's not surface level. Okay? This is saying, I refuse to get into relationships or work for people that actively drain my mental health and affect my long-term prosperity. Because yeah, maybe for right now you can get a job that will make you a bunch of money, but then you burn out, and then long-term, then you can't work. Or maybe you are jaded, or maybe you just lack that zest for life that would actually help you achieve the abundance that you're looking for. Because some of you guys are forcing yourselves to fit in to places that where you're no longer meant to be. Some of y'all, just the lack mindset is keeping you stuck without making any more money because you're like, well, this isn't going to work out anyway. So yeah, or spirits abandoned me. There's a little bit of abandonment issue going on in this pile. So finding safety in numbers would really benefit you guys as well. Be around other abundant people or try to say, hey, I noticed that I really like the lifestyle that you have. What did you do that got you there? Right now, obviously, there are a lot of societal factors and things that are affecting this right now. But I'm telling you right off the bat, if you don't love yourself enough to start looking closer at what's happening around you, into the world around you, you're going to continue to miss opportunities for abundance. And again, redefining what abundance looks like, because for some of y'all, it's not money. Health might be the most abundant thing that can come towards you. So it's like, if it means spending a little extra money to eat the healthy food that gets you to stop having health issues or affecting your mental health, because that's another thing too, is like some of you guys, maybe you don't understand about how food affects your mental health, but if you continue to eat like fast food or other things that don't support your body and its needs, it's going to slow you down. And again, this isn't saying like you can never have fast food or anything like that, or if you can't afford more. But the point is everybody's coming from different angles. And the point is whatever love means for you right now, even if it's saying, you know what, I'm broke as hell, but I did a good job today. I didn't turn into a jerk. Or if you did turn into a jerk, I'm going to forgive myself. I'm going to try again. Okay? This is about, it's between you and yourself. And you can bring God into it as a support, but God is meant to be supporting you. All right? You're the one, though, that is cultivating and creating your life. Let's go ahead and get into the cards. So we've got let go. Some things are best let go and let the universe work it out in its divine time. Spirit, your spirit is about to be sublimated. Happy, embrace your loving connection and be happy. Embrace what fate has in store for you. So I'm going to focus on those cards for right now. Yeah, there's some conflicting messages here. So, because again, I feel like a lot of you are probably getting drawn to this pile. So only take what resonates with you. I'm focusing on embrace right now, where embrace what fate has in store for you. I think for a lot of you, a majority of the audience for this pile, you just have to accept that you're not going to know what's coming next. Okay? It does not matter if you have a degree in finance or if you've got the best advisors in the world. Something can always happen that's unexpected. And the differences between them and you is your ability to cope with the unexpected. You can expect good things, because I feel like in general there's a lot of energies going around saying like, oh, well, something bad's gonna happen. You gotta prepare for the worst, prepare for the worst. Also prepare for the best. Because what if a person comes into your life and changes everything? Whatever your fate is, you have to accept that you don't always have control over it. Yeah, there's certain things you can do, but like you don't have control over your genetics. You don't have control over all of your life circumstances. You can't grow wings and fly. So when you're being hard on yourself, back to the love thing, have realistic expectations. And you're like, well, what is a realistic expectation? And that's fair. And I think as you live life, you're going to start figuring that out. Map it out, write it down. But with embracing, it's about not trying to force an outcome and not forcing yourself to live in something that's not in alignment with your current state. Okay? So, for example, if you're sitting there trying to be like, I'm going to be confident, I'm going to be my best self, and like your house just burned down, you need time to grieve. You know what I mean? And vice versa. If things are going well, don't force yourself to be in a state that you're not, right? And then, as I said, like embracing, I also feel like maybe just ask for more hugs. You're like, how does this tie to abundance, Christian? And I'm like, trust me, when you're feeling connected to people, when you start getting closer to your body and figuring out what your needs are, emotional, spiritual, physical, it's going to be a whole lot easier to focus on money. And also to figure out, do you actually have the things you need? Because yeah, maybe I have a bunch of money in my bank account, but if I'm falling apart, what does that matter? If I don't have relationships, you know? Like there's some people that think like, oh yeah, I all I need is like a really great job. And there's a lot of those wealthy people out there that they are alone. That God forbid something happened to them because they don't have people checking in on them. They don't have whatever. They could literally die in their apartment and no one would notice. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that sort of stuff. That's why like the mindset is really, really important, you know, for attracting people, money, better things. Just, yeah. With happy, we've got embrace your loving connections and be happy. Yeah. Focus on your relationship with spirit first. Okay, yeah, that was a different direction than I thought that message was going to come out, so I short-circuited. But like what they're saying is like finding happiness in existence in this moment is also going to be super crucial to your abundance. Okay? Because desperation usually kills your ability to attract what you need. And I know that's very hard. And I think so again, there's conflicting messages here because there's the people that are needing money that are on the streets and are in a dire situation, and then there's the people here that are really not in a dire situation. So only take what resonates for this message, but the happiness that comes from striving, that comes from being able to break out and connect to the world around you, is essential life force energy that you need right now. So, again, being happy that you have food and that you're taken care of. And if you're not taken care of, find the connections that can. And finding happiness and joy when you do find that, right? Again, I'm having a hard time because I know there's like a bunch of you that, again, if you're in a traumatized state right now where you can't think clearly, focusing on happiness is going to be the best thing you can do. I know it's very hard right now, but being able to, first of all, access this reading, that should at least give you some hope. All right? And that things can get better. And even if you can't feel all of the happiness that you want right now, you just want the release for the pain, focus on, if happiness isn't here right now, I know that tomorrow there may be something. Because, no offense, and this is what I use as a trick to help with my depression all the time, is when I was like really, really low, it's statistically impossible for you to not have something happy at some point within the next month or even within the next week. And you're like, what do you mean, Chris? And I'm like, literally, if you are going about your day and then maybe you get that parking spot in front of your job and you're like, wow, I don't have to walk as far. Wow, I saved some money today. Wow, I actually like what I'm looking like today. You know what I mean? That's like a small little happy thing that I know it's easy for our minds to focus on the big stuff, but when you start counting the little stuff, it adds up. And again, you're like, oh, those things don't matter, but they do when you look at how many instances of them are you and happen around you. Because that's how you counteract the depression, is realizing, okay, Yeah, okay, the big stuff's on fire, but there's also these other things, so I can't completely say that I'm never gonna find happiness again. And then that's how you trick your brain. I'm just saying that's something that worked for me, but obviously do your best to talk with other mental health professionals on working through this. Or again, if there isn't anything happy, get up and dance. Sorry, you can't stay mad and angry when you're dancing. Even if you are doing an angry dance, you're gonna feel a lot better afterwards. We've got spirit. Your blood, or whoa, I was about to say your blood is about to be sublimated. Yeah, there's something about maybe you're spiritually awakening right now. Again, we've got different people on different legs of their journey, but connecting to your inner spirit, working with your spirit guides is also really going to help. Okay. And you're like, well, what do you mean by working with your spirit guides? So, for example, again, you might be in a dire situation right now. And if you're not in a completely dire situation, the logic still applies. When you're connected to something bigger than yourself, it's a lot easier to be guided out of your situation when you're working with faith. And I know there's a bunch of you or a couple of you that really struggle with the faith concept, because it's like, oh, it sounds hokey or I don't really see the results. It's because you have to find your way of connecting with spirit. Everybody's got a different way. Mine is very different than other people, and that's why it took me so long to figure out, oh, hey, this is the thing everyone's talking about. It's just in a different language for me. And you're like, what do you mean a different language? It's like, well, for some people, they can do prayers. Some people, they read tarot cards. Some people, it's just a nudge in a general direction. It doesn't have to be something big, okay? But understanding that you have a spirit inside of you, it will guide you to where you need to be. If something lights you up, use that energy and say, okay, I've got that energy. What's the next step I can take? Baby steps. Again, it's kind of like, I know some of you guys are really worn out and tired and exhausted. And it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Okay? When you get your energy back, make sure you conserve that energy. Use that time to rest and think smarter. Okay? Enjoy the warmth on your face. Enjoy it. Savor it. Because the more you integrate that burst of energy into your body, mind, and spirit, it's going to heal what's ever inside of you that you're struggling with. And that's why it's like, again, I made this mistake, and to a certain degree, you kind of have to because life is still life. But whenever I would go through my emotional ups and downs and I would be like, okay, I finally have energy again, I would rush around and work, drain myself out, and then the cycle would repeat. Instead of being like, okay, I'm high right now, I'm just gonna feel it, integrate it, slow down. And then it'd be like, okay, the low comes, but it's not gonna be as low. Again, not official mental health advice, I'm just saying what worked for me. You got let go. Some things are best let go. Yeah. Make sure you are letting go of people, things, money, objects that you don't need right now. So for example, I'm thinking of somebody that's got like a storage unit and you've got all this random stuff in your storage unit. Okay. I understand it's a comfort thing. But if you are holding on to items that will not serve you, it's okay to let those go because you have to focus on building yourself back up. Your items and belongings are not worth as much as your time and energy. Okay? I understand maybe you lost everything. I understand. Learning to let go of not needing the objects and trusting that the money's going to come back to you. It's a lot easier to move around and move faster when you're not bringing baggage. And you can take that in any way, shape, or form. Again, I'm not saying like you have to get rid of all of your stuff, but there's a lot of emotional attachment to items when you're going to be shifting your focus on reattaching to people again. Okay? And being like, okay, I don't need all this stuff. My money should be going towards taking care of my health. It should be focused on taking care of my mind. Doing whatever I need to shift out of my bad habits and get on a better direction. Okay? focusing on abundance and bringing that energy back in is going to be super, super important. And again, understand for all of y'all, that will take time and it will take energy. So conserving your energy to put towards breaking bad habits, understand that it will drain you. But it's necessary and important in order to change and shift into a higher vibration. We've got the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I'm hearing too, you got to let your emotions flow. So for example, if you're really stressed out right now and you're trying to keep like a brave face for your kids or for other people, take some time away. Even if it's a quick, I got to go to the bathroom, and mom takes 20 minutes in the bathroom because she's crying, make sure you're doing that. If you're not crying, if you're not releasing, it's going to block that abundance. It's going to keep you from connecting to your human needs. Ask for that embrace, or embrace yourself right now. As I said, a lot of that self-care, self-love, take the time when you can to dress really nice for no reason other than saying, I love you. If you're losing everything, wear that beautiful dress for the last time and let it go. Because you've got something new coming in your next chapter. And always remind yourself that you're gonna, if you make the right decisions, it's all gonna come back to you. Okay? It's not gonna come back in the same form, but you can't hold on to what was. Because that's what's slowing you down. It's the mindset that's more important than the item, guys. Okay? And I know we have a lot of emotional attachment when it comes to items. But when you start clearing that out and realizing it's just a thing, and it's the memories that are important, you can let go of the object and focus on the memories. We've got a girl with a cat sitting on a treasure chest in like a creepy cave. We have a woman attached to an IV in a wheelchair. And a grumpy old man with a line in the sand. Yeah, so some of you guys, and again, this is maybe for the folks that are a little more fortunate, you gotta stop drawing lines in the sand with spirit. And saying, this, if spirit doesn't give me $5,000, then I'm not abundant. Or, there's a lot of negative thinking, and you're crossing your own lines and boundaries. There's something about, you need to be more fluid and less rigid. For some of you guys, it's a trauma response. For some of you guys, it's just being stubborn or strict. And with one eye open, I feel like you guys are paranoid. But, your paranoia is creating the lack mindset that's blocking your abundance. Right? This guy, it's he's got his feet in the sand, but his toes aren't stuck in there. Why? If you're sitting in the sand, why not stick your toes in the sand? Enjoy it. It feels good, right? I don't know too many people that don't like warm sand in their toes. Maybe it's uncomfortable, but for a majority of us, yeah. And it's kind of looking to be I need everything to be perfect. Why? Because for a lot of y'all, maybe you don't realize that's a trauma response. You don't have to be open to everything. You're allowed to have preferences. What I'm saying though is when you're so strict on, oh, well, this thing didn't happen. Oh, spirit doesn't care about me. This woe is me energy really holds you down. And it's making you sick for some of you. Right? And there's something about you'll get healthier and clearer when you start trying to do the things that will make you healthy. Okay? Whether that means taking care of yourself more. I'm hearing something that will also help you clear your energy out would be taking a warm bath. Right? There's something about being warm and cleansing. Making sure you wash your face as much as you can. Okay, not rigorously, but you know what I mean? If you need to wash it at night and maybe in the morning. Again, even if you're struggling with health issues, even if you're struggling with all this other stuff, making sure that you're doing the little things to keep your spirits up, that's going to be super important and critical. And then finally, there's a light inside of you that you just need to find. right? So like with this girl journeying into the cave, it's like, yeah, sometimes doing inner work sucks. Maybe it is hard to break your habits of being stubborn because you're like, well, I'm not reacting this way for no reason. Absolutely. However, it's still your responsibility to go back and find that light inside of you. What are the things that brightened your day when you were a kid, when you didn't care? And you're like, well, I'm an adult, I have to care. Actually, you kind of don't. It's kind of made up. And the older I get, the more I realize, yeah, actually, a lot of it is made up. It's just your ability to cope. And so learning coping skills, again, working with a therapist, working with a social worker, there's plenty of books out there. I'm going to have links on my blog to articles of how to cope. When you find one that works for you, then you're going to be a little less rigid because you can't be unhappy when you got some toes in your sand and you're feeling kind of good. It's kind of like after a foot massage. Like, you kind of, like, I don't want to say you can't get into an argument, but if, like, your feet feel really good, your day's, like, instantly brighter. And that could be another message, too. Rub your feet. It's kind of a weird thing, but I've noticed, at least for myself, foot massages, they really help you with grounding. So, like, for example, if you have, like, say your head's spinning and you're, like, really running around and you can't seem to just sit still, give yourself a foot massage. And the worst that could happen is you feel better after a foot massage, but for me, I found it actually really does help. But yeah, again, follow your light. Follow the light. Whatever you gotta do to connect to something that you're like, all right, this brightens me up. Okay, continue to do that. Not like religiously, but like learning to go with the flow and follow the light in your life. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, share if this resonated with you. And comment down below. I hope this is helpful. Please, as I said before, check out the links in the description down below if you'd like to book a reading with me. Again, I am not a mental health professional. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't do any of those things, so please talk to the professionals first before you contact me. And yeah, check out the blog too, because we've got articles in there talking about some of the stuff we talked about today. Anyways, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Hello, everyone. You have chosen pile number 2, and these are going to be your messages on how do I save myself. You guys have the I like you, someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun, flirting, want to date. Yeah, I'm going to say trigger warning with this group right off the bat. I don't know what's going to come out, but like, usually when I'm pulling cards ahead of time, I get like a message of like, what's kind of the vibe or whatever. And I usually just take whatever is happening as, oh, this is just a channeled message for this group. Because I have learned that when channel messages from spirit, at least how I do it, I think, oh, that's not part of the message, it's part of the message. Because I'm like, okay, if that resonates with somebody, okay. Anyways, without further ado, though, there's something that y'all are avoiding, or like, it was so weird because I was like, okay, saving yourself. What does I like you have to do with that? And I was like, does this have to do with relationships? And I was like, my mouth, like, closed up. I feel like I can't talk. And I don't know, maybe you guys have a hard time communicating. Maybe there's like a piece of you that can't talk about it. Maybe you're looking for a savior in another person. My eye's getting drawn to the eye, so maybe there's something that you saw that you can't share. Someone? I don't know. This is kind of like really weird energy, but I'm feeling like if you're into internal family systems, this might be a child part. If you want to learn more about internal family systems, I don't want to take time away from the reading, so check out my blog because I have a post on it. But yeah, I want to see what card you had hiding on underneath. Then we're going to get to your cards. And then Spirit specifically wanted me to have a card pull specifically for you guys. So this is a message from Spirit to you guys. So yeah, let's unload this puppy. Let's see what happens. Aww, okay, you've got soulmates underneath. We've got soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. Yeah, there's something about like, your soulmate being your savior. Do you like somebody? File number 2, but you can't admit it? With soul connection, like, there's something kind of just like, it's not that I can't breathe, it's just that, like, I just feel this little doop 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 in my heart. And like soul contract, I'm like, it's like, but I see like you have your back against this person, but it's like your back's against the wall, but like you're back to back with your person. This is so weird. Like, okay, I don't know how to save yourself. Maybe this is like accepting you have that soulmates are real, or admitting that you like somebody. What the hell? Okay, or maybe there's that you like somebody. What the hell? Okay, like I said, I don't know why I'm surprised. I'm a professional. But like I'm like literally sitting here. I'm surprised by the cards I pulled. I don't look at these, you guys. I just feel like I'm being called out. Is this the energy y'all are in? You're like, why did I get tied to the I like you pile? And then you get surprised when it's a soulmate? I don't know. To me, I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was gonna be like a narcissist empath dynamic, because there's a lot of those showing up on my channel lately. And then this one's like, I can't say it. Like, I can't say it. Like, I'm just like, I can't say it. It's so frustrating. Oh my gosh. All right, we've got true love. True love appears when you least expect it. Cupid is in the air. Sorry, love is in the air when Cupid is around. Oh, sorry, I misspoke, but that probably matters. We've got value, focus on things of value. And confusion. All seekers of truth will experience confusion. Ask the universe to provide the answers you need. Okay, that literally feels like the 8-ball, where you're just like, try again later. And you're like, because I feel like this is all pretty clear, but this confusion seems to be where you're spinning out, guys. Yeah, I just keep hearing savior. And I was like, Jesus Christ is my savior. And they're like, no. And we're not asking for like a person to save you. That's not what it is. But it does have to do with a soulmate. And a soulmate being your savior in the opposite way that you expect. It's not like the traditional, like, oh my gosh, they came running into my life and they changed everything and blah, blah, blah. And like, yes, there is change. Yes, there is I like you. But this has to do with yourself. Because like, this message is all about saving yourself. But there's through a relationship that you're either going to learn who you are. Yeah, it's just something about who you are. Are you like neglecting a relationship because it's painful? Is it something to do with your heart? With Cupid, I'm kind of like, I just want to giggle. I'm like, tee. But like, I don't know. Like, the heck? My eyes are getting drawn to the roots. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading cards because I am so confused right now what this energy is. We've got emotional abuse is present. Let's find a compromise. I want to learn your ways so it can work. Maybe you guys were emotionally abused, so you don't actually know what true love feels like. Or when it does happen to you, you're just like, I feel like you keep it to yourself. Like, you're definitely the pile number 2, that you could find something that's so exciting and amazing. You don't share it with anybody. You literally are like, I keep hearing this weird, like, laugh. Like, it's like you guys were stunted, or like your emotions were trapped or pushed down, maybe when you were a kid or something. So it's like you can't show when you really like somebody, because then someone's gonna take it away from you. Or there's just emotions that you don't know how to handle. Because you're like, I'm hearing the word family. Maybe like that's how your family or culture is. That you grew up, where it's like basically you're not supposed to show you're excited around someone you like. With value, I feel like, because I was like, that feels like money energy, but not quite. It's kind of like this energy of I have to get myself situated, but I see like there's the savior energy where it's like I have value, right? There's like this energy of you cultivating that with another person. Yeah, okay, I'm hearing a song and I'm hearing like seeing the world outside of ourselves. Like with soul, there's kind of like you gotta let somebody go to let somebody else in, if that makes sense. I keep hearing that laughter, like, what the hell? Like, it kind of feels like there's like something like blocking your ability to fully laugh. With this, let's find a compromise. Maybe you guys have been pushing for a relationship for a while now and nothing's working. There's like, I want to learn your way so it can work. It's almost like, mate, I don't want to say this is the person you're pushing for, but this is like this, you have to find a compromise that's good for you in your relationships with other people, but specifically with like a soulmate. Again, like I'm getting frustrated because I'm just sitting here like I don't know if this is me projecting or I'm confused, but it's kind of like maybe you don't understand why you like somebody. Maybe you're like, I like you, I know that's going on, but you're not recognizing it as a soul connection just yet. And then with like, let's find a compromise, there's like this very like positive energy coming towards you where it's like, yeah, like you and this person will work out. Or you will work, you're working towards this person regardless. But with Cupid, it's kind of like the arrow has to hit just right, maybe for this other person. But there's something about there's just true love here. And I think that's what's gonna save you or save us, if that makes any sense, because I think like the things you're working towards compromise what this person's working towards. And you guys aren't understanding it can work. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, we're opposites or we don't share the same belief system. When really you guys are just the opposite sides of the same coin. And I think that's where the confusion is maybe this person's like the inside out of you, but you don't know what that looks like. And there's something about like you guys are in agreement with so many things, but because you're opposites, there's some kind of a soul contract here where it's like part of the confusion is what is a soul contract? Maybe it's like it's so easy for other people, but then when you look at you and your person, you're like, no, that makes no sense. I don't agree with that. But Cupid's telling me otherwise. Maybe you guys need to learn to fall in love with yourself through someone else. Like, it's almost like maybe letting other people or one person exposing you to yourself in a way that you go, I actually kind of love myself a little bit more because you're showing me that's who I am, what I need to move towards. Oh, okay. And then you take it back to, I don't know, there's something about you guys are very resistant towards true love. Like, you guys are so addicted to the crappy ass people, but you will shit your pants if you found your person. With value, I think it's because, like, you're maybe afraid of having value in your life or the values of this person or putting value in yourself. I don't know if I just repeated that. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I'm like so dazed. You know what I mean? We got I wish you love and happiness. I'm sorry I criticized you. Maybe an apology is in order? Yeah, I think love is the answer for this pile of what's going to save you. I think just letting true love find you the way it's meant to instead of trying to force it. With criticize, I feel like you criticize yourself. Because you're like, oh, I criticize other people. No, you don't criticize other people as much as you criticize yourself. And then that reflects outwards. Because you don't know anything else. And with happiness, I think it's like, Spirit's just trying to say, like, happiness. Like, this is your happy place. This is your happiness. It's not hard. It's hard because of the emotional abuse you went through. And there's something about, like, Spirit's trying to teach you that you're going to learn how it works for you. And that's where the trusting comes in. And again, I don't know if like a person's coming to mind, but maybe not. Like, I think that's where the confusion is, because they're like, no way. It's not them. I don't think that way about them. That person, but I keep hearing it can work. If it's what you want and if it's what you choose, but like your spirit guide team's literally saying, like, love is meant to save you from yourself. And maybe their spirit's trying to send you a person that's going to save you from yourself. Because you're soulmates. And there's a certain amount of self-help that needs to come from the outside, guys. And I think that's where help yourself by letting your obstacles kind of fall away between you and this person. Something about sanctuary. I think it's like finding a sanctuary during these tough times. I'm sorry. When you find another person that you can expose yourself to, who is your sanctuary, there's so much healing that allows you to be yourself just with the safety of another person. And I think a lot of your confusion is going to go away when you start actually interacting with this person. Maybe on a more regular basis, or like, again, I'm seeing them with a tree in the light behind them. It's kind of like just go towards them. And like, I'm seeing like the shadow, instead of like casting a shadow, this person's casting light, you know? And I think it's just kind of like following the light that this person leaves around them is going to show you who they are. You know? And there's like the sorry. I like, again, maybe you have to apologize being like, I'm sorry I didn't know who you were to me. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry I didn't know. But like love and happiness is what's going to be savior pile number 2. I know maybe you don't like it, but like it's meant for you, so go have it. We've got coming to life. Yeah. Wow, this is such a surprising message. 29. Yeah, let's read what the book has to say. Because I'm like, literally this person's like coming to life. And again, I even see you guys like, you're just so focused on yourself and your spirituality and your building, and then you're holding the love over here. I don't want it to get too close to me. I can't say that I love this person. This is so special. Like, there's something special here, too, about your connection with this person. Like, it's not just a romantic connection. Okay, this is, like, spiritual. And, you know, it's interesting, too. I just noticed that she's literally a statue. But because of the light that this person put into them, they came back to life. That's so cute of you. Yeah, something beautiful is being born in your life. Upright, when you look at your life, can you see how you've grown, evolved over time? Perhaps you've shed skins and identities and created new ones, or at the very least matured in your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. You know things take time, and Spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Spirit knows the best form for the manifestation of this dream, and your life can be even better than you could possibly imagine. Now is the time for reverence and awe. Allow the contours of your path to be curved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. I was hearing contours, and I was like, contours of your body. Like, this... You're gonna get blown away by this person, by this situation when it finally unfolds. Yeah, with criticized, it's like, again, I think maybe you're just criticizing Spirit a lot. For like, why is it taking so long? Why this person? Why aren't you helping me? I'm hearing a perfect circle. So that's a band, actually. That was weird. But yeah, I'm seeing like circles and hearts. It's so weird. Tattoos maybe are significant. Tribal tattoos. Yeah. There's something about the connection between I and you. I don't know, y'all. Don't ponder about it too hard. I think it's going to reveal itself in its own time. Okay? But I think when you finally get to a point where you can say, admit that you're in love with somebody, that someone's your soulmate, that they're coming back and it's for good this time. Yeah, I think just seeing the value in having a soulmate and not letting the jadedness of like, wow, I was hurt so many times before, being like, let them love you, babe. Let them love you, babe. Okay? Wow. I don't know. I'm just so happy. Maybe this is kind of like the energy of like, I don't need to say anything. Just let this person's light shine on you and you're going to be like, okay, maybe I can be a little okay. All right. This is the message from Spirit specifically for you guys. You can't be real. There's no one else who matches your light. Wow. That's a great card to end on. All right. If you want to learn about soul contracts, I may or may not have an article published, but there is a book called Soul Contracts by Caroline Miss that's really, really interesting about learning about how soul contracts work in people's lives. Super fascinating book. But anyways, though, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if this message resonated with you. If you're interested in booking a reading with me, links are in the description. And yeah, check out my blog. We talk about spiritual topics and mental health things. And yeah, it's a great time. Anyways, y'all, enjoy your relationship. I will see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Hello, everyone. You have chosen group number 3. And these are going to be your messages on how do you save yourself. So this pile was kind of wild. Okay. I'm going to tell you what I was hearing while I was pulling your cards. Again, I don't look at these before I reveal them. And the one thing that came out was he knows. It was kind of like, not like an angry he knows, but a very intense he knows. In case that confirms anything for somebody. But specifically, I was hearing the word photograph by Def Leppard, and I feel inclined to read the lyrics for some reason. So we're gonna do that now. Okay, so I can put a link to their music video, but we've got I'm Out of Luck, Out of Love, got a photograph picture of Passion Killer, You're Too Much, You're the Only One I Want to Touch. I see your face every time I dream. Sorry, I want to sing. On every page, every magazine. So wild and free, so far from me, you're all I want, my fantasy, yeah. Oh, look what you've done to this rock and roll clown. Oh, look what you've done. I don't want your photograph. I don't need your photograph. All I've got is a photograph, but it's not enough. Yeah, okay. Are you in love with a rock star? Oh, in love with a famous person. Oh, we've got I'd be your lover if you were there. Put your hurt on me if you dare. Such a woman, you got style. You make every man feel like a child. Oh, you've got some kind of hold on me. You're all wrapped up in mystery, so wild and free, so far from me. You're all I want, my fantasy, yeah. Oh, look what you've done to this rock and roll clown. Oh, look what you've done. You've gone straight to my head. I want to touch you. I'm out of luck, out of love. Yeah, I keep... Man, maybe someone in this pile is obsessed with somebody. Obsessed with a lover. Obsessed with a lifestyle. Looking at your photos, I feel like, again, he knows. There's some kind of a love interest here that I don't know what this has to do with you guys saving yourself, but I'm hearing like saving yourself for the photographs and let the fantasy be the fantasy. Yeah, let's go ahead and see what your cards have to say. I don't know, Spirit's a little quiet. We've got I'm so proud of you. Please don't blame yourself. Yeah, so maybe for this pile, how you save yourself, there's something about blame. Okay, so maybe, for example, yeah, I keep hearing, like, rock star energy. It's like, you're a rock star. Whatever. And I can't tell if this is you or your person. Because I'm definitely getting this vibe, like, maybe you fell in love with someone who was popular. Or who was, like, your fantasy. And you're so obsessed with the fantasy, and it's holding you back from moving forward onto what's meant for you. With the It's like paradise is in a photograph. You know what I mean? It's kind of like there's the shoulda, woulda, coulda energy where you're like watching either someone else live your fantasy or lifestyle dreams when you could be doing it yourself. With make new memories, yeah, there's something about like the past that's really, really important to this group where you're like, yeah, it's over now, so I guess I can't go do that. What the fuck do you mean it's over? What do you mean you can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps? It's not like the sun can only be accessed through a photo. That sounds like a really great lyric, actually. Oh, man, I need to start making music. This is all of y'all. This is your fault. I don't know who I'm channeling, but it's your fault because y'all keep showing up in my tarot readings and making me want to make music. Damn it. Okay, that could be spirit pressuring me to sing my woes out. Y'all, if you haven't been making your art, go do that. Go draw, go color, paint, write, whatever you gotta do. But with photograph, there's just something about like you're seeing an image and you're focusing on capturing it instead of living it. It's like I'm seeing the energy of like taking photos of the sunrise instead of basking in its light. Looking at photographs instead of doing it. There's something about like you're not being what you want to be. And that's how you're going to save yourself. It's kind of like, oh man, look at her and her good body. Then why aren't you working out? You can have that body. You're like, no, I can't. And I'm like, is it about your body or is it about the fantasy of what that person has? Do you actually believe that that person actually has that thing? Because fantasy's not the reality. Just because someone's posting photos online does not mean they're not miserable. Right? It's kind of like looking at photos of your ex and you're like, man, they're doing well. You're not seeing how many times they're throwing up in the bathroom because they're crying so hard over losing an opportunity. I don't know. There's somebody needs to hear that your ex is not crying about you. I don't know if some of y'all needed to hear that, but I was like, I keep hearing like, it's over, move on. And you know what's crazy, y'all? It's funny that finally just came out. Maybe you guys are having a hard time admitting it's over, but like, the last pile had such beautiful ass energy, I was like zenned out. So then, when I was like putting the cards away, there was a card at the bottom of the deck from one of the decks. It was the Grim Reaper. Here, I'll show you. It says, the relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. Y'all, if you wanna save yourself, you gotta transform. Stop looking at the photographs and start doing what you want to do. I don't know. To me, I'm like, you're in love with somebody that's who you are, not what you want them to be. Something can't come out of my mouth. Yeah, it's literally like there's something so trapped inside of you. And with the I'm so proud of you spirit saying that they're proud of you for walking away from this situation. They're proud of you for taking the lead. They're proud of you for holding back on that situation and not pulling the trigger. There's something about like you could have made things so much worse for yourself, for your body, mind, and spirit, but you didn't. You chose the high road. Or the high road. And you chose a route that's more in line with your authentic truth and peace. And that's important because it doesn't matter if you're watching their photographs. That doesn't mean shit about their situation. And some of you guys might be like, yay, she misses me. It's like, no. This person, it's over, guys. It's over. You're not living that lifestyle anymore. You don't have to move towards this person. You said what you needed to see. Now keep rocking and a-rolling. Yeah! I keep being like, photograph. All I want is your photograph. We got reconciliation. Learn to reconcile with yourself. Yeah, at first I was like, oh no, are we going to reconcile with that person? I don't know. Stop listening to the tarot readers. You're not reconciling with this person. They don't want you. They don't want your shit. They don't want... Yeah, you know what's crazy about this? Is to me, I'm sitting here like, this is fucking sad. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta interject this because I felt that and spirits let me do my thing. So I'm like, hold up. There's things about you that this person hates and they reject it. Like, it's kind of like, all right, so I'm thinking about a relationship with someone I had in the past where, I mean, they were gender nonconforming, and I was totally in acceptance of them. And so, you know what we would do is in my bathroom, we'd sit and play with makeup. And my God, did they look beautiful? They were gorgeous. And I mean, like, I was sitting there going, like, that wasn't even me just saying it biased liking them. I was like, you're hot. Like, you're like fucking. How did you do? Like, you didn't even do that much. And you're just gorgeous. And I absolutely adored them expressing their truth to me. And I realized after the relationship was over that there are a lot of people out there that would have laughed who, even though they were I mean, like, they were already an attractive person, but they became like hella hot. And because someone else would be fucking jealous, like this is kind of like the gender envy of like say for example, you're a girl and you look like an attractive boy if you did like the fake beard and all this shit, and then suddenly the dudes around you are pissed because you can steal their girl, or vice versa. Like, there's like this energy of like, there's something about you, pile number four, that this person from your past hated that. Like, they hated something about you when they should have appreciated it and liked it, when you would be loved for by so many other people. Like, hot damn. Like, there's something that I'm sorry, I'm just pissed because I'm like, you're pining over somebody in your past. Some rock star, some really cool person, some trad wife, wannabe, whatever, that literally hates your, like, what you stand for and hates your guts. And you want reconciliation when there's no reconciling with an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all should be striving for pile number two. Meanwhile, you're looking at photographs being like, damn, I wish. No. This person wasn't your person. And your nostalgia for something in your past that wasn't meant for you, like, look at yourself from a higher vibration. That was death for you. Like, spirit got you out and they're like, oh, thank God. Thank God that relationship's over. Thank God she tanked that. Thank God. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, she or he. Make new memories, y'all. That's gonna save you. Save yourself. Feelings. Take the time to explore the deep emotions you're experiencing. Yeah, why did you feel so connected to this person? I don't know. I'm feeling this person from your past. And I think you're just missing what they felt or made you feel. But, like, it's kind of like there's two different people here. And I feel like they're kind of looking at the same tree, but they're seeing it differently. Like, and this person has like a phone taking pictures of the tree. Were you on your phone a lot when you're around this person? Do you like only seeing your feelings through a lens of somebody else? Yeah, there's something about, like, you wanted to be like this person or as free as this person. You wanted to have the family that person had. You wanted to have the experiences. You're like, yeah, I want to go on tour. Yeah, I want to go and do that and follow you around. The deep emotions of loss for what you can do for yourself that you're trying to live through somebody else. Damn, I'm so mad right now. I'm so, like, I don't know if I'm your person, but, like, you gotta learn to reconcile with this, guys. You gotta let go. Go live your rock star dreams. Again, I'm not saying, like, actually being, like, a musician and stuff, but, like, what I'm saying is, like, you're that guy. You're that bitch. And you're blaming yourself for getting screwed by an asshole? That's half the industry. Oh my God, like, some of y'all, like, again, I'm so proud of you. You figured it out. Because once you figure it out, then you're like, oh, okay, I know exactly what's going on here. With the missing you, like, You're missing a photograph, a blip in time. When you got a whole lifetime of great things coming towards you. Break up with your girlfriend. For reals this time. Not the fake, I got over them, but I'm still checking their social media. He's moved on with another girl. I don't care if this is your soulmate. I don't care who this person is. First of all, they're not your soulmate. But with experiencing, like, to save yourself and out of the situation, you gotta go experience life, and you're gonna realize this person ain't shit. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I keep feeling like I want to diss this person from my past, but even still, it's like, who cares? Keep moving. I don't have to share my dirty laundry. Me being absent from their life says it all. And that's the energy you gotta have. You know? That's what you're learning. Is being like, not all that glitters is gold. And these people ain't shit. It was a fetish. It was a fantasy. I look for you everywhere. Stop! Stop looking. Love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. Yeah, maybe you guys are thinking, like, maybe I should call that person and, like, take my words back and let them know how much I love them and appreciate them. And you're gonna hear all the, you can take me back. Oh my gosh. You're so cute. You're so popular and successful. I knew you'd listen to me. I'm just, like, literally seeing, like, the nails. Maybe that's what you used to do. Oh no! I'm so sorry if I know you and I'm calling you out. This is not intentional. But, like, literally, I just see the whole, like, you pick up the phone and you're like, hey. And I'm seeing, like, the head leaning up against the wall and you're like, hey babe, I'm sorry I yelled at you that one time. I've been beating myself up for months about it. I still love you. And I want you to take me back. And this person's literally, like, checking their nails, being like, okay, he's gonna do it again. And he's gonna call me back. And be like, of course I love you, baby. I'll let you know when I'm coming back. Click. And then they make a social media post saying, fuck you! You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, like, y'all, leave the lifestyle, man. Like, you can be a rock star, you can be a writer, you can be whatever famous, successful person you want to be. But if it acts like a duck and quacks like a duck, it may not be a duck. It may just be an asshole in disguise, okay? And they're everywhere, okay? So please don't blame yourself, because they are everywhere. Yes, I'm sure their beautiful boobs were very intimidating at first. And they looked great. But I don't know, I'm seeing, like, a boobs on a wall. Like, there's something, like, I don't know, there's just something about, like, maybe you needed to face your internal misogyny. But you needed to experience it, so you're like, nope, I know exactly what that person's like, what they're saying. I'm not falling for these love calls, this love bombing, this person coming back being like, oh my god, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh my god. This is so gross. Alright, we've got the human body here. Yeah, Spirit's reminding you to please remember you're a human. And that, yes, we are all susceptible to assholes. Especially if we're sexually attracted to them. Especially if we're sexually attracted to them. But when you're taking care of yourself, your body, mind, and spirit, you're not going to really notice them. So, like, there's a lot of self-care that needs to happen here. I was sitting there like, maybe you're gay. I don't know. Maybe you need to go spend time with the same gender for a little bit. Exercise. Again, this is not official mental health advice, but, like, damn, y'all gotta go get laid by somebody that is not this person. Not this energy, not this time, not this frequency. Just start saying no. That's how you're gonna save yourself, guys. Hold the line, lads. Hold the line. Face your feelings. And once you come out the other side, you're gonna go, oh damn, that was a completely different species and tree than I wanted. You're like, yep, I know. I know. Quit smoking. Why? Why? Who are you? Who are you watching this pile? And why do I have to keep telling you to quit smoking? Is that like a compulsion? You can't just quit smoking like that, but whatever. This is just your reminder in case you needed it. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for stopping by. Sending y'all a lot of love. If you enjoyed this message today, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Quit messing with me. Say something, please. If you're interested in booking a personal message, please check out the links in the description down below and check out my blog for more information about how to let people go. And go listen to some Def Leppard. Go drink with your boys and jam out for a little bit. Play guitar like you just don't care. Learn a new instrument, guys. Maybe that will help you attract somebody better. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Hello, everyone. You have chosen pile number 4. And these are going to be your readings on what do I need to do to save myself. Super interesting because I heard the word villains. And then I was like, is that like from a song or whatever? And then I was hearing Billie Eilish's Bury a Friend, which is kind of creepy. I don't know. Do you guys get into arguments with spirit or into arguments with the idea of love? That's why it's kind of funny that this pile was love, because I was like, I don't think you guys know how to love. Or there's something about passion. You think passion is love when they're not the same thing. And it was super interesting too, because like when I was pulling your cards, I was like, okay, doing my usual, this is the pile. I'm trying to limit how many cards I pull so that way I can make sure the reading is timely. But then I was hearing, no. We got to hear what Christian has to say versus spirit. I want to know the separation here. So maybe you guys are challenging my tarot readings, which is great. That's fine. I'm not opposed to that. But the reason why these cards are different, so I actually handmade these cards. You know, they're all index cards that I wrote, versus these are manufactured by other people. Yeah, I don't know. You guys like to play games. You're tricky. And with the whole like saving yourself, I don't think you guys know what that means. You're like, I don't need saving. I'm just watching this tarot reading. But secretly you kind of do. Maybe like with the whole love thing, you're looking for the person behind the heart instead of the love itself. Because again, I feel like there's like an obstacle here, or you guys are on an obstacle course. Some of you guys are projecting love when it's not actually coming from you. Others of you, you're wanting to receive love from someone that's projecting. But everybody here wants unconditional love. It's just the reason why you want unconditional love. Again, maybe this is the narcissist empath paradigm thing that's going on here. And that's why you need to see the difference between what's me and what's spirit. Even though I'm channeling, all of this is channeled messages, but like when it comes to channeling messages from spirit, like you're always only gonna get from the lens of the reader. Like it's like you guys are trying to science proof an abstract thing. It's like trying to science proof art. And you guys dismiss it as being something that's illogical. And then some of you guys love it. You're like, yeah, I love it because it doesn't make any sense. But you guys fall for illusion a lot and think it's love. Yeah, I feel like you guys are like, you're either one side of the coin or the other side. So let's go ahead and get into the cards to see what Spirit has to say about you saving yourself. Something about the police. I don't know, did someone get in trouble here? Did someone say something they shouldn't have? We've got the 8 of Wands. The King of Swords. Okay, so how do you save yourself? First of all, some of you gotta run away fast. Or you're being chased by this cheetah, and you don't know it. right? And there's something about like things moving very, very quickly. So maybe you are the pile that believes, oh, well, when a man wants to settle down quickly, that means he's sure. And that absolutely is not the truth. Okay, and maybe you guys have like an ex-spouse or partner that was like that, where it's like, no, you need to take time to get to know somebody, but you guys fall for this all the time because you are checking out this person's appearance. And again, it doesn't matter what your gender is, because like the women are the same way, where you're a guy that you're pursuing a girl, and if she's too easy to bag because she knows you've got money, they want to take all your jewels. But you want love from an illusion because you're disconnected from love from your body, because love is always over here. Oh, I want to stay in this fantasy of like, yeah, I want a traditional husband, I want a traditional wife. Oh, they do all those things. Yeah, you guys don't know who's the leopard. And I feel like maybe people around you are like, okay, this person's beliefs are a little skewed. And so again, for the leopard person, you're like, you're teaching them who I am. That's not going to stop me. I'll just find another one. That's going to give you the perspective for the empath people listening, because like this person doesn't care. They know that there are plenty of you out there that they can fool, take what they want from you, and then move on to the next person and do what they want. And again, so with this Sultan here, I feel like you guys, like, you really put masculinity on a pedestal. Both parties in this reading do that. You just come at it from different angles. And I feel like assault is a big reason why. Okay. It has a lot to do with masculine violence and relationship with power and control. That is what's unifying you two together. Okay. Is because the empath is so sweet and nice, but like you never access wanting to have a sword because you're like, I'm soft. Oh, I'm a girl. I don't do that. Oh, no. I follow God. I don't need to protect myself because Spirit's going to handle it for me. So I don't need to know the difference between who is a lion, a tiger, or a bear, because we're all just going to be friends. Right? You sound like the type of person who gets hurt repeatedly because you refuse to learn this lesson. Because you don't want to admit that there's lions, tigers, and bears around you. And they love that. Because they know you gotta love. You've got infinite sources of love, and you're gonna always give it to them. Like, I see, like, the grandma who's always given money to her cokehead son. And she's always hopeful, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back to be just like my little Johnny. He's out there committing crimes because he has no foundation. But my love, the passion of my love's gonna save them. No. There's a mental health thing going on here. And then for like the opposite group here, because you feel passion for someone does not mean you love them. But love doesn't matter to you. Because as long as you're the Sultan, and I'm king, I'm the sun, I'm God, there's a lot of ego here. And again, I keep seeing the sun energy, but it definitely feels very cold, right? It's hollow. It's the kind of sun that is artificial, made with like artificial light. But everybody else falls for it. And that's why you believe that you're the true king. Again, because you're like, oh, I've got like the beautiful woman by their side. Again, I see like your hand on a girl's ass. And you're like, ah, she worships me, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, you are a fool. Oh, yeah. And again, like with running, I feel like if you actually saw like real men that are powered by truth and guided from empathy and compassion, you guys would run away scared. Because you can't deal with that ferocity. Because you need to cover yourself in pearls and jewels. There's like really ancient wisdom going on here. Y'all, this is like an ancient battle between the good and evil. And I'm like, no. It's just a paradigm. And like, I feel like maybe you guys use intuition to protect yourself instead of loving and caring about other people. Like, you're the kind of person that, like, you're checking in to see, do I still have power and control over this situation? What are the pussies doing? And I'm using that word because I want the other pal to hear this is exactly how this person thinks. This is the kind of guy that when he doesn't get his cream, he throws a little tantrum. Because this guy is just a boy who doesn't know how to feel, wasn't allowed to feel, or there's something wrong with him. In any case, yeah, y'all are, there's a lot of abuse energy here going on. Yeah, okay, we've got like the grandma and the person who passed away. Yeah, so I think some of you guys, you're very susceptible to this type of angle because you are used to relying on a ghost. This is definitely the energy. Again, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. The patriarchy definitely plays a role here, where there's this energy of the woman's going to do all the work, or you're going to have somebody who is essentially doing everything themselves, and then the other partner is a ghost. And again, this partner woman, like if you're the man and you were doing everything in the relationship, the woman's the ghost, right? But in general, though, you get extra hurt if you're the guy in the situation because now you're being emasculated. And so you're having double the pain and pressure when you're just trying to get to the end of the light. You're trying to get away from this burden. Wow. Yeah, there's definitely this codependent energy here where all the energy's going to the Sultan guy so he can feel like a king, while this person wants to feel humble, a humble servant of God. Were y'all in a cult? Or were y'all, like, caught up in something that was really not healthy as a child? Because it's like, I'm imagining, I'm thinking of somebody I know who their mother was literally on a dilator. And the men in their family would do dick shit. She's, like, falling apart. But because she is the woman, she's got to do it. It's, like, completely asinine. You know, and as a masculine, like true masculinity would never allow that, right? Especially a woman that like supports your family and did all this stuff. That's embarrassing. And again, I'm not sorry if I insult your culture because we all know every major culture on this earth knows how to honor the feminine and the masculine. And we all know when they're doing something wrong. The men all know when something's wrong. And so the men that actually do give a shit are a little pissed off at you. We've got a tank, but there's a boy sitting inside of the tank. Oh my god, this is like, again, it all comes down to violence. This is all of y'all in pile number 4, your relationship towards abuse and violence. With this child in the tank. The little boy in the tank. Y'all are not understanding that this whole thing is coming from masculine abuse as a child. This little boy doesn't know how to protect himself, so he has to take it out on others. He has to be the biggest man in the room, even if that means killing everybody, in order to show he's enough. But it's never going to be enough. He's going to disregard his family and friends. He's going to keep chasing money. And like the feminine opposite, she's going to total everything. She doesn't care about legacy. She wants the lifestyle, the gold. She doesn't want to get to know you. Yeah, pile number 4, you guys got to love yourselves. Because you're not seeing what's going on here. Because you're in denial. You have hope. When you're not focusing on the truth of what's happening here. Okay? Because you're playing into a system that enables abuse. And you're calling it love. You're like, I just love them so much, and love just puts up with this stuff. I don't know. I'm sorry. I keep hearing love does not allow abuse. Okay? Love does not permit a man harming his wife Love does not permit a wife harming her husband. Like, there's just so much of this that's distorted because somebody's benefiting from the other person's inability to protect themselves. It's codependency. It's lies. This person is not a king. Because if he's stealing from someone else, then they're not a king. Right? Because kings rule. Kings elevate people. People trust them because we know, okay, we'll give you more responsibility because you can take care of other people because of the decisions you make and the quality that you have. This person or these people that you're around, they need you to be harmed, to be weak, to be slow, to be dumb, to be uneducated, so they can take more from you. And so they can stay in charge. That's it. That's the big thing that they're hiding from you. And if you're the other person on that paradigm, you don't see it that way. Because you're still a little boy. Little boys can't think beyond themselves. But when you have a system that stunts your growth, that intrinsically wants you, like they want boys driving tanks, so that way they can, like, it's so easy to manipulate a child. Just give him some candy. He'll go kill a bunch of people, and we're gonna make money. You don't think there aren't other players going on here, pile number 4, that know how to manipulate a little boy who's scared? And this is kind of the energy of, like, I could definitely see pile number 4. Maybe you guys are a little more smarter, but, like, think of Andrew Tate, right? Andrew Tate is a toad. But because there's so many boys out there that want to feel like men, they feel trapped, they feel like they can't protect themselves, they want to make money, they want to look like the cool guy, they're willing to sacrifice the women around them, do whatever they can. They think masculinity is about, like, competing and driving other people into the ground so I can get to the sun. When the person, like Andrew Tate, knows what the fuck he's doing. He's just making money off of insecure saps. Like, this definitely feels like the whole, like, oh, if you work in a corporation, you actually think that all the money came from people's hard work, instead of them being cruel and relying on indentured servitude. Y'all, okay. Again, I don't mean to shame anybody, but to me, I'm like, you guys are not seeing the lines in the room. We've got union. The union of divine soul counterparts is a miraculous event that begins when you least expect it. And we've got admiration. It's time to think about everything you appreciate in your partner. We've got boat, receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. And keys on a ring, many options, indecision, unconventional. I was also hearing inconvenient and one night stand. So what's going to help you guys save yourselves from this paradigm will also be love. With union, though, you have to unify with the opposite energy that you're sitting with. So, perpetrator victims coming to mind, but I don't feel like that's a complete encapsulation of what's going on here. I feel like, pile number 4, you guys need to look at the opposite side of the person in your paradigm and figure out what you need to embody. Right? Because first of all, you may not be a leopard or a lion, but you could be a bear, and you didn't know it. Maybe you can fight like a bear. Maybe you can love fiercely, but also, I was hearing something about a monkey. I don't know, that's weird. The point is like, for example, think of a mama bear, right? Just because a bear is a female doesn't mean she can't fuck you up. You know what I mean? And some of y'all, you think like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get back at my ex-boyfriend by doing this, and it's like throwing water at somebody. Like, y'all don't know how to actually fight, okay? Because you think the person on the opposite end of you cares about how they feel. This person took out their ability to empathize and care about other people a long time ago so they can get away with doing whatever. That's what makes them a child. Because if you never feel and connect to the consequences of your actions, you're never going to have to be loved and you're never going to have to be hurt. And then, wow, all these other guys, they're doing the same things. I just gotta compete for the most points. It's like a giant game because we're just kids, right? What happens when their mom gets hurt? You ever notice when dudes like this, or women, when their mothers are hurt, what they react like and do to someone that would hurt their parent? They lose their mind. And why do you think that is? Because they're a human. And they can love. All of these people, it's a whole illusion that they have no empathy. They don't have strength to sustain it. With admiration, the reason why you're attracted to toxic people, pile number 4, or the opposite, is because you admire the opposite end. You admire the strength. You admire the glitz and gold. You admire the ability to serve others because you don't have that within yourself. And that's where you have to achieve union between it. This is where you need closure with your ex, with your parents, with your family, with your culture. The keys on a ring, you guys have many options and way that you can do this. Because this is going to take a lot of work, you guys. And stringing along, for those of you that are on the opposite side, you need to understand that this person is stringing you along. You may be having hope reading this, or with this reading, and you need to understand where you need to stop. The paradigm and the dynamic is what needs to stop in order for you to love yourself. Because there's a piece of you that doesn't love yourself because you let this person continue to hurt you over and over again, or people similar. They're taking all your keys away. You had 3 keys, now you only have 1. And you gotta let that go. And you gotta put your mitts on and start fighting back and saying no. And then you're gonna start attracting better. Because here's the thing, is like, you don't even need to be a fighter if you're not strong enough. You just have to say no, and you need to start looking around and saying, this place isn't for me. My spirit guide team's saying, it's time to get out. I'm going to start brushing my teeth. I'm going to start grooming my hair. And I'm going to start looking like somebody that deserves respect. And that's whole in themselves. For the person on the opposite side, you got to let granny go. You have to stop relying on servants. Stop relying on artificial pedestals. Because you can't hear the languages being spoken around you. You can't see what other people are doing around you to avoid you. You all sit there and think you're king of the castle when you don't realize how many societies have learned to work around you. How many lies have been told to you just to keep your little pacifier in your mouth. So then when times change and that loving person finally puts their foot down and walks away, you're left with nothing. But you guys didn't gain anything by staying in this. Maybe some wisdom was learned, but that loving person didn't help you by continuing to enable your bad behavior. Because that's not love. It's based on abuse. So by this person abusing themselves, they are also inherently abusing you. Because they're not showing you that that's not real. That people are lying to you. That people don't want to be with you. They want your money. And then over and over and over and over we go. And if you want to break free of that, welcome to my YouTube channel. The union between the darkness and the light is what's going to get you there. Because when you start showing love to that little boy to say, okay, you don't put boys in tanks. Okay? Why don't you come out and play instead? Let's go play kickball. Let's go play baseball. Let's go watch a movie. There's no room for boys in tanks. Maybe you're going to calm down a little bit. Maybe you need a mom. And you don't have one anymore. I know there's plenty of women out there that would love to tell you how much they love you. But both of you guys need to work your thing out. Okay? Opposites attract for a reason, and it's because you're reflecting each other. Stop playing the victim and stop playing the perpetrator. Because you're both not getting anywhere staying in this energy. And when you accept the lesson of both areas of your life, that's when you're going to pop out of this system. And that's when the real journey begins. Okay, y'all. So anyways, that's the channeled messages from Spirit. Now we're going to get into my cards. Because I guess there's a difference to y'all. Alright, because again, these are messages from Spirit, not from Christian, but, you know, you get to believe what you want to believe. I love you more than I can show you. Dress up beautiful. Love your appearance, sexy lady. Wow, look at that. I didn't pre-select these. I will choose something that isn't good because I'm scared of the alternative. A positive influencer in your future. It says a family member who's passed on with similar energy. And remember the love. Wow. Like I said, swear to God, I didn't look at these before selecting them. Yeah, that pretty much confirms everything I said. Wow, that's kind of cool. Yeah, but my eyes keep drawing to attraction. Again, you're going to attract what you put out. So if you stop acting like a perpetrator, you're going to start attracting more normal, healthy people. When you start acting like someone who has a little more self-respect, you're going to start attracting more people with self-respect. Because, like, I'm sorry, like, I know you're in the poor you phase, but if I've got something valuable, I don't want to be around people that are going to keep bringing in narcissists and people that are going to mess up my system. You know what I mean? Like, that's why finding that balance of the ego, forgiveness, and unity is really going to show you guys who you guys actually are and unifying that. Okay, sexy lady, sexy man, person. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if this message resonated with you. You know, please talk to a therapist, because a lot of this kind of work should be done with a professional, not with a tarot reader. I can once again share with you as much knowledge as I have, on both my blog and my YouTube channel, but ultimately, I'm recommending therapy for everyone. Yeah, so anyways, thank you guys so much again, and I will see you next time. Take care.